Hello, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Savella, Program Associate with Candid, and I'm excited to have Allison Motz of Ascend Advisors with me today. Thank you for joining me, Allison.
Thank you, Elizabeth. I'm happy to be here.
Allison will be our instructor for our upcoming digital classroom on October 17th, titled 7 Steps to Improving Your Team's Performance. Allison, let's jump right in. Performance season will be here before we know it. So how will your webinar help folks prepare?
So thanks, Elizabeth. I'm really excited about the webinar. I think the number one start that we'll give to people is you got to know your team. I think it's just like the NBA. NBA coaches don't manage performance once a year. They're doing it all year long, checking in and trying to remedy when they think that somebody's got a little bit of a challenge. So nonprofits are the same. You got to do it all year long and pay attention to your team and how they're performing both individually and holistically.
Fair enough. So during the webinar, you'll be guiding participants through designing a plan to manage their team's performance. Can you provide a sneak peek of what you'll be covering?
Yes. So I think my favorite sneak peek to offer is that you need to do more than just one evaluation of your staff. It's
Mhm.
not just based on how they learn alone. It's also got to be based on how will they interact with one another. And
Mhm.
lastly, do they understand how they react to the overall vision and plan of the agency? Because
Yeah,
if they don't understand what their role is to achieving the success of the agency, it's really hard sometimes to keep motivated, especially in frontline staff.
yeah, absolutely. What's their role within the larger organization and how do they help the organization achieve that mission? Um,
Right.
Keep them motivated. So what's one thing that participants will be able to do right after the webinar to get started?
Once we finish the webinar, it would be my hope that people would take back some of the strategies we're going to lay out and at least conduct their first set of evaluation on their staff. And even if that's just a personality trait, I think that's a great place where people can start. Some of those assessments are free. And so if
Mhm.
you're a medium sized nonprofit or you feel like you don't have the budget, it's something really important to do. I think the second strategy that people can go back and implement, especially at the end of the year, we're in fourth quarter. So this is the best time to help your staff, again, reconnect. Maybe it's through an all staff event where not only are they looking at the goals of the agency, but my advice is going to be to let them design their own personal development plans.
Perfect. I love it. Very practical, simple things that people can accomplish and start checking off those boxes to get started. And Allison, I'm really excited to have you spend some time with our audience. So I'd love for them to get to know you a little bit ahead of the webinar. So I wanted to ask you, what's your favorite podcast that you've been listening to these days?
Yes. So I'm a huge fan, Elizabeth, of What Do You Know on NPR. I've listened to it for a long time. I think they do a great job of bringing out new authors, new books. The quiz part doesn't hurt either. And I don't mind the jazz in the background. So, yeah, what do you know?
Fair enough. Sticking with the classics that are now on those podcast channels. I love it. Well, thank you, Allison, for providing a preview of the training. I'm really excited to dig in a little bit deeper. There'll be plenty of sports puns for you sports folks out there, but don't worry, if you're not a sports person, you'll be able to follow right along. Be sure to register on grantspace.org by October 9th to take advantage of our early bird pricing. If you can't join us live, don't worry. Once you register, you'll automatically receive a recording. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.